Welcome back, everybody. It's Jim from New Hampshire Card Hunters, and we've got some brand new content for you tonight. First, leading us off, we're going to have a few of these guys right here, four to be exact. We've got some 2021 Tops Series 2 hanger boxes. So we'll be opening up two of those on the front end, two of them on the back end, and then in the middle segment of our video, we're going to be referring to our On the Docket segment, which we'll be talking about Freddie Freeman and how we feel like he's getting railroaded here in his overall career so far. So we'll get into that in the middle. And right now we'll take you over in just a second to look at the checklist on this. But I just want to mention um, before starting off that everything you see in this video, every card that we open up in this video, we are giving away. And it doesn't matter what it is, autograph, superfractor. I know I say this in every video, but I'll say it again. And there'll be two winners in this one because there's about 67 cards, so 134 per winner. And we'll mix up the hits in there, and so each winner gets a nice mix of stuff. So just so you know that, keep that in mind. Please like, subscribe, and comment. And here we go.
Yeah, just write something about drawing in when you comment if you want to
Right.
get into the drawing.
Yeah, just leave the word comment. You need a PayPal account. Send us 1 cent if you're one of the winners. We'll take care of the rest. We need the ones. We need the charge of the 1 cent so we can get your address, so we can ship this stuff out to you. I've got all of it boxed up. Well, I don't have this boxed up, but I will, and it'll be ready to go as soon as we have. We want to get 10 names in there, and once we get 10 names who are interested in a drawing, then we'll draw it. So let's take a walk over, take a look, see at the checklist for 2021 Series 2. All right, 1 second here, and all right. So let's scroll down and take a look at what we have here. And an overview here is there are 330 cards in the series 2. I was just reading the mirror series. But yeah, there's 330 cards here. Um, and a number of different parallels, rainbow foils. We got the gold foil, the gold, vintage stock, Independence Day, black, platinum anniversary, Father's Day blue, and Mother's Day pink, and Memorial Day camo, printing plates, and 70th anniversaries. Some of these are only in retail, some are exclusively in hobby, as you can see with the black in there and the gold foil. So keep that in mind. Things to look for here: there are clear parallels, um, but just for just 100 cards, and they're numbered to 10. Those are in the hobby, so we won't see those in this stuff. But we do have some. I do have some 2021 hobby boxes stashed away, so eventually we'll give that a whirl as well. Also, some of the inserts here. We've got 0 to 60, which is one of the looks at the league leaders for the shortened 2020 season and compares the numbers with the other 60 game stretches. And they got looks like let's see what else we got here. Well, DH debuts. Find some more as we go. Significant stats are in there. Also, continuing from Series 1, we've got Topps Platinum Player die cuts. Uh, attempts a greatest players of all time approach. Another 25 cards here brings the total to 50. And then in addition to their base versions, all four of these have blue, black, platinum anniversary, red, gold, and gold parallels. Okay, scrolling down real quick here. Obviously, it's this is the 35th anniversary, so we've got the 1986, which is highlighted, and there are a number of parallels there as well. You got the black, platinum, red, gold, and we've also got the autographs and memorabilia cards in 1986, the 35th year old design. And in addition, we also have Major League Materials in generic and direct in what it delivers. A memorabilia swatch. Parallels include black, gold, red, etc. Autograph relics as well, number to 50 or less. And there's red versions and a platinum 1-of-1 version as well. So Topps reference, top reference autographs as well in there. In the name relics.
Ah,
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
Yep. We've got those. I don't know if we'll see those in the hobbies. And there's manufactured relics. I believe those are just in the. It's been a while, but I think those are just in the blaster boxes, and silver packs just in the hobbies and jumbos. And we'll scroll on down here. Um, the rookie class here is a pretty good one. I'll just read you off a few quick names. We got guys we'll be looking for will be Garrett Crochet, Jake Cronenworth, Zach McKinstry, Shane McClanahan, Brent Rooker, Chaz Chisholm, Luis Garcia, Alejandro Kirk, Ryan Jeffers, Jonah Heim, Tanner Houck, and Brian Hayes. And there are others as well, but that's basically the short list of the guys that we'll be looking for. So there you have it, though. Whoop. Hang on a second here. That gives you a basic rundown of what we'll be looking for here. So without further ado, let's start in the process here, shall we? All right. We've got the first lady of baseball with us, Michelle, who's along for the ride. And like I said before, thanks for being here. And hopefully we pull some interesting items. Let's see what we get going here. Let's open up the first two. All right. So Michelle, what do you think about the Red Sox now, huh? 3 in a row over the Yankees?
Oh, it's always fun to beat the Yankees, isn't it? It doesn't matter what the record of the team is. They beat the Yankees, it's always fun. It's always fun.
Well, that and the fact that
I mean, they don't have Judge, they don't have Stanton, but you know what? There's a lot of people missing from our team too.
Yeah, Story,
Yeah.
Roman Anthony, Garrett Crochet. We got
Marcelo
Meyer. Yeah, he just went out. So yeah, so there's a lot of guys.
We got a bunch of guys missing. They got a bunch
Tanner
of
Houck.
guys. Yeah, yeah. Jeez.
Go right down the line.
Yep. So it's always fun to beat the Yankees.
Well, you know, and
Chinkies.
as Red Sox fans, and I'm sure you guys already know this if you've been following the channel for a while, but we like to talk about the Red Sox a little bit. And what I will say is this team has been very disappointing and very, very.
He's been kind.
But yeah, it's less than entertaining. Let's just put it that way. The defense has been horrible at times. The hitting has been non-existent at times. The pitching has really been the best part of this team. And as we saw today with Jake Bennett, he was fantastic. 6 in the third, gave up the solo home run. That was it. And it was nice to see him. You know, he pitched at Oklahoma, and he was they won the national championship that year when he was with them. So he's not, he's not one of these guys, people might think, well,
Where'd he come from?
right, Jake Bennett, who's that? Well, actually, he was, very, very good at Oklahoma, and he came up through the system. And because the Sox were so deep in pitching, they just couldn't find a place for him until now. And when they sent Bayo down, well, there he is. Anyway, here we go with the first one. All right. We got Chad Wallace. Upside down, great.
Here we go.
Here we go, upside down.
Flip, flip.
All right, Sam Huff and Kyle Schwarber.
Hey, there's a good one.
Schwarby. Followed by Kikuchi and Xander Bogaerts.
Boy, he's gone.
Yeah.
Whew.
Well, I mean, he's still good. He's just not hitting for power
No,
anymore,
he's
you
not.
know? We got, let's see here. Boy, these are tough to read.
Yeah, I should
Trevor
wear my
Rosenthal.
glasses.
Yeah, hang on. Alex Cobb. Kevin Kramer. And trying to get these. Try Buttery. Tommy LaStella. And Jared Walsh. There's a guy that just faded out, huh? Walsh? Jeez. He was a good first baseman when he came up. Marcus Stroman. And Delano DeShields. Kind of Falafel.
He's another one that we're missing.
Yep, right. Victor Reyes. And we got Starlin Castro. George Springer. Starting to heat up.
Mm-hmm.
Followed by Dylan Betances. And then Corey Dickerson. And turn them around again. And then we got Braylon Marquez. And Jared Gorko. Yeah, I remember him. He's faded out too. Hey, there's William Contreras. And Trevor Story. Man, this is gonna get annoying here after a while. Hyun-Jin Ryu and Jason Hayward, followed by Austin Slater, Chris Sale. That was a bad trade for us, really bad. Will Myers, and here we go. We're getting into the middle here. What do we got? We got a blue, retail blue, Chicago Cubs, and looks like a die cut of Chipper Jones.
Nice one.
Yep. Brady Singer on the 35th anniversary, 1986. And then 65s, Justin Verlander, Luis Robert, Chaz Chisholm, Alec Bohm. And
Soto.
yeah, Soto. What is this? Oh, these must be just the breaking out the broom. I don't know. I don't remember these. And it's the climb. Interesting. Anyway, two Nationals. We got Soto and Soto. Oh, maybe it's the. Oh, okay. I remember this now. Right? They had these tributes of, like, I think they Tatis had one, and I guess they gave Soto one in this. It's been a while since I've opened this stuff, folks. Future Stars, James Karachek, and we got some landscape cards here. Weathers, Craig Kimball.
I was going to say, I recognize that arm wingspan.
And Andrew Heaney. Little action for the Rays here. Baseball is fun, isn't it, though?
It's supposed to be.
It is when you're winning. Drew Rasmussen.
It's supposed to be fun.
Corey Kluber, 2-time Cy Young Award winner.
That's when it was fun.
Yep. Shopping cart surf. There you go, right there. That's what's his face in there?
The ice
king
Chavez.
or whatever. Yeah, it's Chavez, right? Right. And Gio Reese. And let's see, Sensatilia. Back to the regular ones. We got Jonathan VR. Hey, there's Shane McClanahan. There's one of the rookies we're looking for. There, we'll set him aside. Hassan Kim. There's another rookie.
Yeah.
And Yonan Ramirez, Lewin Diaz, Jonathan Arose. Is it Arise?
Arise. No.
Aruz.
Aruz.
I think it was like
Arise. No.
Aruz. I know.
Aruz.
He played for us.
I know. I could never pronounce his name.
Right. And then Julian Merriweather. Mickey Moniak, another rookie. And we'll set him aside too. Why not? He's probably going to be moving at the trade deadline. Dalton Jeffries, Trevor Bauer, Chirinos, Daniel Morris. One more time. Turn him around, folks. One more time. And Daniel Kritchik, Mullins, Starling, Bubba Starling, and Kenley Jansen, Jake Cronenworth, another one of the rookies. Set him aside. And Jose Barrios, Clark Schmidt, and finally Dominic Smith. So there's the first one. Nothing of great interest there. No numbered cards, no autographs, no relics.
But if you're a Chipper Jones fan, there's that die cut.
Yep. Yeah, there's some interesting.
There was a Schwarber in there.
Yeah, Schwarby's in there. Right, we got some rookies, so let's dive into the second one real quick here, and we'll move into what's on the docket. Hopefully we can nail something down. We haven't really been pulling too much, but we've had some runs.
It is what it is. Yeah, the first few videos, if you haven't been following us and you just kind of stumbled upon us, check out the first few videos, because we pulled some nice stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh. I need to go check and see what that was. It's upstairs.
Oh, okay.
The dog.
All right.
I don't know what that was.
All right.
We will see.
All right, we'll keep going here.
Sorry.
That's okay. All right, number 2 here. Leading us off, we get Estefan Florial, followed by Rafael Montero and Eddie Rosario. Easy Ed. Our dog's making a little bit of a fuss up there. We don't know why. Picture time for the Braves. That's Greg Olson and Christian Pache, it looks like to me. Then we got Hanser Alberto and home run handoff. The Yankees, like Stanton. Future stars, Kirachuk. I think we've already seen him. Weathers, yes, we have. And Kimbrough, Andrew Heaney, yada, yada, yada. And then we've got TJ Antone, Keenan Aiken, Jonathan Stevers, Zach Birdie, Tucker Davison, Mark Mathias, Jojo Romero, Chris Davis. There's Brent Rooker. That's another one of the rookies we're looking for. He's currently on the IL, but he's got a lot of home run pop, and he's got 10 home runs this year. The average is down a little bit. Everything all right up there?
Yeah, I think it was fireworks across the
river. Of course. It's that time of year.
Yep.
Right.
Sorry, folks.
Yasmani Grandal. And we got Shed Long, Carlos Santana, Yanni Chirios, Dana Morris again. I've seen some of these. It's amazing. This is a second blast, of course. I got a lot of these piecemeal. Cedric Mullins, and looks like we got something coming up here. Let's see. It looks like a home run derby, maybe. And Bubba Starling. Yep. Home run derby. There he is. Giancarlo Stanton, currently on the IL again. Guy's always hurt. I'll set that. Yeah, I'll leave that there, I guess. And we also have a significant stats. Hard hit, 95 miles an hour. That's Tatis. Boy, his power numbers have fallen off the map this year.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't we
Chipper
get
Jones
Chipper
again.
Jones again? Look at that. Two Chipper Jones.
So if you win a drawing, you know that you will get one of those.
One of those, for sure.
Yeah.
We got 2 of them. And then
Alonso.
Yeah, NL All-Star Pete Alonso in the 86. And then we got these 65s. I always loved the 65 design. Luis Garcia, of course, he's a rookie still with the Nats. And Kyle Lewis, who's fallen into falling into Neverland. Shane Bieber just came back for the Rays. No, Jays. I was going to say Rays, but Pete Alonso, and then a couple of Sotos.
And again,
Not done yet.
you'll get a couple of those.
Yeah. Okay, so finishing it up, we got Framber Valdez, Dustin May, who's had a resurgence for the Cardinals. He really has pitched well. Quite hell, he pitched 2 games, 2 no-hit games into the 7th before they got broken up. How come we can't get guys like that? Daniel Bard, Ken Giles, and Josh Naylor.
Good hitter.
Yep, and a hard player. He plays the game the right way. Jose Leclerc, Tucker Barnhart, Tyler Glasnow. Good one of him. Again, another guy that's been hurt a lot, but he's got talent. Greg Holland, Zach Gallen.
Flip it.
Flip it. Let's see what we got here. Jose Altuve and Kurt Suzuki. Brad Keller. Randy Rosarina. Michael Brantley. He was good. He was a good player. He had a good career. Indians, well, Indians / Guardians / Astros. AJ Puck. And jeez, can't even see that. Mike Miley. Wow. Kyle Freeland. And then finally the last few here. We got Trey Mancini, who was making a comeback. I can't remember where he's playing, but out on the West Coast somewhere, I think. But yeah, he's making a comeback. He was a good player when he was playing. He big power numbers, pretty good average hitter. Michael Tauchman, Devin Williams, and Jordan Montgomery still hurt, and Jose Ramirez. What can you say? What else can you say about Jose Ramirez? I mean, I know he's dinged up right now, but Sin Soo Chu and Ramiel Tapia. Okay, I thought I was going to have to turn on one more time, but Danny Jansen, Kyle Tucker, and 2 more. And Jason Kipnis, with followed up by the last card, Ryan McBroom. Okay, folks, so we really didn't do much there, unfortunately, but we still got 2 more for the finale. So
yep.
So hopefully we'll have a little bit more luck there. Now we're going to get into the middle part of our video, and as you probably figured out by looking at the thumbnail, that it involves a guy by the name of Freddie Freeman. So I got into a conversation with another eBay member, and we were talking about Freddie Freeman and how this guy had a card he was trying to. Took him a while to move, and he said, "Well, there's really no market for Freddie Freeman." And I'm like, "Well, if there isn't, there really should be." So that got me to thinking. I'm like, "Well, maybe we really need to do a video about Freddie and about his career and his accolades, and remind people that it's not all about every rookie that comes out every year. The majority of them that really never rise to the level that Freddie Freeman's at." So we thought that this would be a good time to do this, a good video on him. So let's swing over there now. Let me just do this real quick here.
Yeah, because the Red Sox are a good example of why every rookie that comes up is not always going to be a superstar. Christian Campbell.
Yeah, they signed him for 6 years.
And huge contract.
Sure.
And where is he now? The Woo Sox. So I mean, some people like to jump on the bandwagon, and it's not all about the rookies. There's a lot of players like Freddie, we're going to talk about, that deserve the accolades that are just getting overlooked.
Okay, so in the first slide here, this is just my thoughts on this and a few things I wanted to add in before we really got into the guts of this. So I'm just gonna read this right out for you. When I think about the game of baseball, about its histories, about its players, its ballparks, its franchises, and most importantly, its place as America's national pastime, one then has to consider all of the intangibles that make it unique, that sets it apart. It is a sport, after all, but one that is unconstrained by time limits, is played within the confines of a collection of baseball diamonds that differ in style, in age, and in dimensions, and it is a place where, well, even the common man in time can become the story of legends, long tested tales that are spoken of with divine reverence and reside within the annals of baseball folklore, both on and off the field. We know these landmarks of Fenway Park and Wrigley Field and Yankee Stadium. The legendary players like Babe Ruth, Ted Williams, and Ty Cobb. The historical moments that defined great franchises. Lineups like the Murderers Row, the Gas House Gang, and them bums. This is much more than just a historical footnote. It's more of a mile marker and a reference point, quite frankly, in which all who follow will be judged by, and, if fortunate enough, will leave their hallmark too for the next generation to duplicate. So I think it's important to just say that right out straight, because I think too many times we get caught up in what may or may not be is being said about certain players. Every year the new rookies, and without really talking about a lot of the players that made the history, that made the game great, and continues to make the game great. In today's baseball of the modern era, however, it's important to keep in mind those tried and true attributes that over the years have served as its cornerstones. Gifted athletes whose natural abilities define the very essence of the game and are unmistakably recognizable in any decade by even the most casual of fans. We refer to them as heroes, icons, and superstars. Unfortunately, many collectors have been hijacked by individuals who happen to rank high on the YouTube algorithms. A collection of pretenders pushing the masses toward young players who show promise, but far too often fail to reach the ranks of stardom. For these reasons, it's important to focus on those players that have delivered consistent numbers, possess the pivotal skill sets, and exhibit the crucial qualities that are paramount to greatness. Let's take a look at one of those players. And there he is, Steady Freddie. Just a little background on Freddie. Freeman made his major league debut with Atlanta in 2010 and played for them 12 seasons. After the Braves won the 2021 World Series over the Houston Astros, Freeman elected free agency and signed a 6-year, $162 million contract with the Dodgers. He is a 9-time All-Star and 3-time World Series championship. Freeman also won a Gold Glove in 2018, the Silver Slugger Award in 2019, 20, and 21, and the National League's Most Valuable Player in 2020. In 2024, he won World Series MVP after setting a record for consecutive World Series games with a home run, including his first walk-off grand slam in World Series history. In international competition, Freeman plays for the Canadian national team. So right there, looking at those, just at those stats, you can see what I'm talking about here. There are a lot of guys that have potential. There are a lot of guys that are high on the hype train that people want to promote because they're the newest, latest thing. Instead, I believe we should be looking at guys like Freddie. These are guys that consistently deliver every single year, play the game hard, play the game right. They're natural leaders, captains of the team to some extent. And whether you're a new collector, a seasoned collector, or been around for 30 or 20 or 30 or 40 years, not, all of that's irrelevant is as long as you pay attention to those that came before Freddie and those that'll come after him. So instead of wasting time going after a lot of these guys that really haven't shown any promise, and I'll give you a couple of examples right now. Roman Anthony and Marcelo Meyer have done basically little to nothing. Sure, there's a lot of promise there, and there's a lot of potential, but right now it's unrealized potential. Michelle, anything to add to that? No.
No,
Okay.
no. Well stated.
Yep. So I wanted to talk about this segment of his career because I think it's important to highlight the kind of person he is and the kind of leader that he turned into or has become. So this is his family here, his three boys, obviously, and he's a father, he's a clubhouse leader, he's a World Series hero. So on May 20th, 24, during a game against the Arizona Diamondbacks, Freeman hit his sixth career grand slam against pitcher Slade Ciccone. Freeman hit another grand slam on July 19th against the Boston Red Sox pitcher Brennan Bernardino. He played in his fourth consecutive All-Star game. However, his 3-year-old son came down with a viral infection during the event and was later paralyzed, hospitalized, and put on a ventilator. And Freeman missed 8 games to care for his son. Even so, missing those 8 games, he still played 147 games. He hit 22 home runs. He nearly had 90 RBIs, and he hit 282, which was the lowest since 2015. Now, I don't know about any parents out there, any of you guys have children, but I guarantee you, if you had a child that was going through what Freddie was going through, I don't know if I would have been able to play any games for a while because of the emotional strain, knowing that your son was in danger of possibly dying, and it just goes to show you that even though he did what any parent would do, which was be with his son and his family, that he also, up until that point and after that point, was still a consistent player in the major leagues. Now, a little bit later on, he suffered a serious ankle injury in the finale in September 26th, which hampered him in the NLDS. He managed to play in 4 of the 5 games, batting .286, 4 hits and 14 at bats. The injury continued to bother him in the NLCS, and he had just 3 hits in 4 games and was not in the lineup for the clinching Game 6. But even with the ankle injury, he still played through all of that pain. And then we get to the World Series, in Game 1 of the World Series, while still feeling the effects of the ankle injury. And you could, if you watch the World Series like we did, you could clearly see that it was affecting him in his running and, in his fielding. But he was still out there. He was still doing it. So he had a walk-off grand slam in Game 1, the first in a World Series game, off Nestor Cortez of the Yankees. Then he hit homers in games 2, 3, and 4 of the series, becoming the first player to homer in the first 4 games of a World Series. He also extended his streak of World Series games with a home run to 6, a record, while hitting .300 with 6 runs scored and a triple in the series. His 12 RBIs in the series set a franchise record and tied the World Series record set in 1960 by Bobby Richardson. The Dodgers won the series in 5 games, and Freeman received the World Series Most Valuable Player award. Now, I don't know about any of you out there, but when a guy had a year like this and still performed over and above anybody's expectations,
including his own, he was almost embarrassed by how well he had played and all the accolades. When they interviewed him, he seemed almost embarrassed by the attention that he was getting for
yeah,
what he had done. He was just so humble, and he going through that with his son and being able to compartmentalize that, get back to the team, then suffering the sprained ankle, and toughing through that, and then eventually having to say, no, I just can't, I've got to rest it. And then when he did come back, to come back like that,
at probably like 50, 60%.
He clearly was not at anywhere near 100%. And just to perform at that level. And it's just, what a human being. What an amazing human being for, the humility that he showed. And
well, you know what I like about Freddie is
good luck to see that nowadays.
he's mild mannered, but he's intense on the field. He plays the game, I would say, the old school way.
Mm-hmm.
He shows up. He doesn't make excuses. He plays through injury, which is the hallmark of a lot of legendary players. Not only in baseball but in other sports like basketball, like Willis Reed, with the broken leg, coming, playing in the last Knicks championship, those types of things. And
Bergeron with a punctured lung,
right,
yeah.
These are guys that are willing to deal with the sometimes excruciating pain to perform and not let the rest of their teammates down. And I think it's important to remember that a lot of guys probably wouldn't have been able to play through that. Not only play through that, but perform through that. And when you have a guy like Freddie Freeman, who's done so much in his career already at age 36, and his numbers, we'll get to those in just a little bit. His numbers speak for themselves, but it just shows you about the mettle of a man, right? The ability for him to kind of, let's say, put that injury on the back burner and go out and perform in a legendary effort, legendary way, which will probably go down in the annals of baseball history for a very long time. And I like to remind people too that it's not easy to do. It's not easy to accomplish. These guys don't come along every day.
Mm-mm.
When you see them, you want to enjoy them because, like in Boston with the Red Sox, when we had like Roger Clemens and Pedro Martinez and David Ortiz and Carl Yastrzemski, Ted Williams, a little bit before my time. I never got to see Ted play, but I saw plenty of Yaz. And these guys are they're like fantasy figures, they're legendary heroes. Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, all of those guys. And they don't come along all that often. And in today's game, I think some of that, not all of it, but I think some of the call to action has kind of got pushed to the wayside. It's more about getting the big money and not putting in the effort, as opposed to getting paid what I would call good money, let's say 20, 30, 40 million a year, and then leading by example, going out there like a guy like Pedroia did. Could Pedroia have gotten more money? Of course. Could Veritek have have received more money? He could have gone out on free agency and he could have probably had a bigger deal and more money. But sometimes in life, you have to understand. You have to kind of take a step back and say, "Am I really? Am I really?" Our dog's barking upstairs. Uh, is it really worth me leaving this organization and giving up what I have here and the relationship I have with this team and this franchise and the fans to go somewhere else to make, let's say, a few million more? Is it really worth it? I mean, then, and that's the question. You have to ask yourself. I mean, Bregman's a perfect example of that. He could have stayed with the Red Sox. They were paying him $40 million a year for 3 years. They had 2 more years, but instead he went to the Cubs. And look, it may work out for him in the Cubs with the Cubs. They may win a world championship. They may never win another one. It's very possible. But what I will say is that that park was made for him. That park is tailor made for a guy like Bregman. He's a right-handed hitter. He's a pull hitter. I mean, he can go the other way, but because he's a good bat handler. But he's a generally speaking, he's a he's a right-handed pull hitter, and it would have been a perfect place for him to end his career. At least, the majority of it, 4, 5, 6 years up, because I'm sure they would have extended him.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and he decided to go somewhere else. So sometimes, in today's world, money gets in the way of good decision making. And look, let's be honest. I don't think the Braves really wanted. I think they probably thought that a guy like Freddie might have been a little over the hill, so they let him go.
Yeah.
And
Jokes on them.
right, and the joke's on him. So he went and he signed a 6 year deal with the Dodgers. And even today he's still a leader on that team. He's still very productive, and we'll get to that in just a second. But I just wanted to touch for a minute that he's a good human being. First of all, he's a great family man. He's a great leader, captain of the team, and he leads by example. So you have all of those intangibles. He plays through pain. He's still productive. He's good around the bases. He has all of the skill sets. He'll steal your base once in a while. He's I would call his swing a little unorthodox as a left-hander.
But it works for him.
It's very effective, and he generates a lot of bat speed.
Yep.
So if it works for him, it works for him. And he wouldn't be the first guy to ever have, let's say a less than what people would call perfect swing. So so he's got all of the intangibles, and I guess that's what makes him special, because he can play under pressure. He's a clutch hitter. He does all of those things extremely well, and like I say, if you're a 4 tool guy, I wouldn't necessarily call him a 5 tool guy, but if you're a 4 tool guy, tool guy where you hit for average, you hit for power, you're good, you're good on the bases, as far as deep, defensively, and you're a good study of the game. He's got all of those things going
Yep.
for him. So
For
let's
sure.
yeah, so let's get back to the last few slides here, and get back into this PowerPoint here. All right, let's see.
I mean, just look at that smile.
I know it's got a great
Crazy.
family, and
Yep.
so right now, what you're looking at here is his career stats, and you can see that at age 36, he's hit 300. And this is including 2026, by the way. He's hit 380 home runs, 1,365 RBIs. He's got 2,500 hits, a little bit north of that, and about almost 600 doubles, 35 triples. His on-base percentage is 386, almost 400, approaching 400. His slugging is over 5, and he's got a 299 average. Now, at age 36, he'll be 37 in September. You figure that he's going to play probably this year plus at least 2 more, at least, maybe 3. So if he plays 3 more years, he's probably going to have somewhere north of, I would say, 450 home runs. He'll have probably 3,000 hits. He'll have, let's see here. Yeah, 3,000 hits. And I would say RBIs will be north of 1,500. So, I mean, and his average could conceivably be 300 or better, depending on what he does. Normally, a player will fall off the last few years, a little bit in average, but you never know. He could be one of those guys that can still hit, 300 or so every year, especially with this lineup. He might be able to hang in there and hit 300. But I mean, folks, those are Hall of Fame numbers right there, and that's first ballot Hall of Fame. If you have a guy that hits, I think Yastrzemski had 400 home runs plus 3,000 hits. I can't remember how many RBIs, but let's say Freddie's got 1,500, 1,600 RBIs, and his on base percentage, his total bases, his total bases probably be somewhere close to, I don't know, 48, 4,900 maybe, something like that. Depending. If you can hit 300 total bases a year, which should be doable, he'll be over 5,000 total bases. So right there, looking at these numbers, you can clearly see that this is Hall of Fame first ballot stuff here. And that's why you need to pay attention to guys like Freeman, because these guys have longevity in the game. They play the game hard. They produce on a regular basis, year in, year out. And Freddie's been doing it since 2010. And so these are the kind of things that you're not going to find in, let's say, right now in a Roman Anthony or a Nick Kurtz or any of these James Wood or anything, guys like that. Sure, these guys are producing now, but will they be producing in 5 years?
Yeah,
or 6 years or 8 years?
You haven't proven it yet.
Right.
So
why
aren't we looking at these players who have already proven themselves to be not just good players, but very good players over the long haul?
Exactly. And
there should be a market for those people.
I mean, look, if you really want to boil it all down here, what we're trying to say is that if you have Freddie Freeman cards now, that's almost a bona fide win. I can't think of any reason right now, other than maybe some scandal, that would ruin this guy for getting into the Hall of Fame. And generally speaking, when they have the Hall of Fame voting every year, and they have inductees, when it comes Freddie's time, and if you've been hanging on to some of his cards for a while, some of his more valuable cards, those cards are going up without question.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get to the final slide. So here we go. So here's some of the career highlights that he's already accomplished. And he's a 9-time All-Star, 2013, 14, 18, 19, 21 through 25. He's a 3-time World Series champion, 21, 24, and 25. He's an NL MVP. He's a World Series MVP. He's a 2-time All-MLB first team, Gold Glove Award in 2018, 3-time Silver Slugger Award from 2019 to 2021, and he's won the NL Hank Aaron Award. So right there alone, just by those numbers, those highlights in his career, those are
outstanding.
Those are Hall of Fame numbers. That's it. I mean, you can't say anything else. Now, it would be one thing if he only played like 7 or 8 years, but this guy has been playing since 2010. So this is an automatic induction into the Hall of Fame. And I can't imagine that too many people would vote against a guy like this.
No,
because
he's just a class act
right,
on top of being one hell of a ball player.
he is a classy guy. He plays the game the right way. He's done it that way his whole career. He's shown up in the big moments. He's carried teams on his back. He's won MVPs both in the World Series and in league play, and he's already won three world championships. He doesn't have to do anything else, anything, and he's a shoe-in. He's a lock to get in the first ballot. And if he doesn't get in on the first ballot, then there's something wrong with people, especially with some of the guys that they put in the last couple of years. And I don't want to knock down these guys too hard, but when you're putting up a guy like Freddie Freeman against these guys, it's like night and day.
Yeah.
Sorry, but anyway, so
So kudos to you, Freddie. And those of you who have his cards, hold on to them.
yeah, I would
Hold on to
definitely.
'em.
And look, I'm not saying, I'm not telling you to go out and get um
Go get crazy on him. But
300 Freddie Freeman autographs. I'm not telling you to do that at all. But what I am saying is that it might be in your best interest to maybe get one card of him, and
there should be a market.
there should be a market for it. So there you have it. So, and like I said before, he's a great player. He plays the game the right way, and he has his whole career. And I expect him to keep producing, especially with this team and the Dodgers that are absolutely loaded for bear.
Yep.
So, anyway, thanks for listening. And now we're going to move on to the last part of this video, which is two more hangers. And by the way, if you got some comments, you got something to say on this, you got you got a difference of opinion when it comes to Freddie, or something to add, by all means, leave us a comment, and we're always happy to read them, and we enjoy it. So if you feel that you got something on your mind, go ahead, speak up. All right, let's get to the last two here. So we're looking for something, maybe a gold card, maybe a relic, who knows, something. Come on, guys. Give us the.
If we were upstairs, we'd be rubbing River's head. That's our dog's name, River. We'd be rubbing her head. Come on, bring us some luck.
Yeah, give us the luck of the pull here. All right. So I mean, look, there's a lot of guys that deserve to be, talked about, highlighted. I mean, the reason why I picked Freddie was because I was in conversation with another guy that is a big Freddie Freeman fan, and so that kind of got me thinking. All right, starting us off, James Paxton, followed by David Peralta, who was a good player, Chris Bassett, and Nunez, Tommy Pham. Spin him.
Pham was just, what did I read about him?
Conforto. Oliver.
Pham just signed a minor league deal.
Well, the guy always plays. He always gets picked up on teams that are going to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So it's great,
right? I mean, the Mets,
because he's versatile. He's a utility guy in the outfield. He can play any of those outfield positions.
Yeah.
Marcelo Osuna, yeah.
I just saw that he had signed a minor league contract.
Dwight Smith Jr., Eric Hosmer, Nick Markakis, and Kevin Newman, Carson Kelly. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guys out there too, JT Realmuto, Chris Bryant, another guy that's been hurt, Clint Frazier, and Nate Eovaldi, Big Nate, Justin Upton, Talkman again, Devin Williams again, Montgomery again. Looks like we got maybe a rainbow foil coming up, I think. Jose Ramirez, Chin, Tapia. See what we got, folks. Oh, I think we might have a numbered card too. All right. Danny Jansen. And we certainly do. And it is a green. Look at that.
Oh, look at that.
Frenchie Cordero. Oh, Frenchie Cordero. Our old friend. Huh?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good one though. $4.99. Green. And we got right behind it is a rainbow foil of Jeff McNeil. And he's a batting champ. And significant stats. Dustin May. Followed by Kirby
Kirby.
Puckett. And Stanton. Betts. Rafi. He just got into a little bit of a brouhaha with his
Oops.
manager. Over wanting to come out of the game they wanted to pinch run for him. Mike Trout, that didn't go over too well. And then again, here we go in the running and the start of something big. Not in Washington.
Yeah.
So that's good. So hey, at least we scored one numbered card. And Zach Plesac,
Oh, that's a good one.
yeah, Enrique Kike Hernandez, Garrett Cooper. Had a little stint with the Red Sox. Brett Phillips. He had a stint with a lot of teams. Jeff Samaja. Followed by Hold Me Back, Bro. There they go. Orioles. And Fish Out of the Water. Look at how high those guys are right there.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Two of them. Look at that. They're way up there. That's crazy.
Photoshop. IA.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's Kim.
AI.
Yeah, right.
Sorry.
Southside Strength. There's Eloy. Before they started breaking that team up. They were good for a couple years. They had Eloy Jimenez and Robert and Timmy. Giancarlo Stanton, right? That's good. I mean, that team was great. I mean, they beat the Yankees in that Field of Dreams
that was
game.
a great game.
Yeah. Mark Mathias and Jojo Romero, Chris Davis, Brett Rucker again. Oh, that's two rookies of Brett. And Tanner Houck rookie. I must have missed Tanner Houck the last time because he must have been right behind him. Miguel Ure and Josh Mamaleos. Oh, Jose Mamaleos. There we go. Luis Campuzano. He's a rookie. Set him aside. Pavin Smith. And Twins up the middle. Gonzalez. Played for us for a little while. And Jordan Hicks. Alex Colon. Adam Wainwright. Yu Darvish. Donovan Solano. Cole Hamels. Brian Reynolds, who's greatly being helped by Brandon Lau and O'Hearn. His numbers have really come up. Cole Calhoun.
You need somebody around you.
You certainly do. At least one guy. And Robbie Grossman. Last card on this one, Corey Seager. All right. So that was a little better. Yeah, we're just gonna sleeve up here these cards real quick. Yeah, it's nice to get a couple hits in here. I mean, we generally speaking, Series 2 and Update are usually much better releases for quantities of numbered cards and autographs and that type of thing. All right, let's get to the last one.
All right. Rub my hands together.
Yep.
Did a little bit better that last time, so let's see if we can get it going again.
Okay. Let's get right into this one here, and then we'll wrap this thing up. Okay. So yeah, the Sox are trying to make a run here. We'll see if they can put it together. They've won 3 in a row, and if they can't keep winning, I think they're going to break this team up.
Which I think would be a real shame.
Yeah. Sensatilia leading us off, followed by Tom Hatch and Alex Kirilloff. This is a perfect example of a guy that got all the hype in 2021. and he's out of baseball now. So this is another example why you want to pay attention to the veteran ball players that have been around a long time that are going to have Hall of Fame careers. End of story. Jeff Mathias and Carl Edwards. Man, a lot of these guys. Edwin Diaz, they're already gone. They're already out of the game. It's unbelievable. Gloves are hats in Toronto. Zach Plesac.
It's Kike.
Kike again. All right. Set those right there. Let's see what else we got here. And we've seen Miguel Ure. Marmoleos again. Campizano, another rookie. Pavin Smith. Pavin's a pretty productive ball player too. Twins up the middle. We've seen that. Let's see what else we got here.
Is it Reds?
Yeah, Cincinnati Reds. There we go. All right. Kansas City Royals. Fist pumps. Aussie Albies. New York Mets. And championship fireworks. Look at that. Wow. LA. Okay. Roddy Tellez. Ryan Presley. Jared Dyson. David Price. Edwin Rios. Keston Hura. Yep. Here we go. Looks like another rainbow foil coming up, folks. Jonah Heim, rookie. And Mitch Garver. And here comes the first one right here. Rainbow foil of Tyler Glasnow. That's not a bad one.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. And then 70 years here. This is Nate Pearson in 1984. And then Will Wilson Contreras had a big home run today. Oh no, he didn't have a home run. He had a double today. Yeah, was a shot though to left center. Followed by Garrett Cole, who we roughed up today.
That's pretty.
Yeah. Boom and
pretty
boom.
Funny.
Yeah. Chris Bryant, Ryan Mountcastle, Luis Garcia, another rookie there. A couple of Sotos. Yeah, get to our 2 Sotos every time out. This one's breaking out the broom again, and it's the climb. Okay, so set those over there. And the last bunch here, let's run through them real quick. Mojan, Sano, Cameron, Luis Urias, and Garcia. Followed by Chad Wallace, Sam Huff, and there's Kyle Schwarber again, followed by Kikuchi, Yusuf, and Xander Bogaerts, David Fletcher, Jake Lamb, Stephon Crichton, Aaron Nola, and Austin Hedges. Let me turn them around again. And we got Derek Dietrich, and Altuve, followed by Kurt Suzuki, who's now managing, Brad Keller, Randy Rosarina. Last few here coming down the line. Let's see. Oh yeah, Lament, Doncelin. Yeah, how'd they say that? Yeah, Doncelin Lament, I guess. That's the way you say that. And Jose Iglesias. Jeez. Huh? Castro. Adam Duvall. Jacob Stallings. Justin Upton. Mike Talkman again. Devin Williams again. Montgomery. And the last but not least, good way to end it, Jose Ramirez.
Yeah. Man Ram.
Yep. So there you have it, folks. 4 hangers and a little bit of Freddie Freeman talk. And just a quick recap here. You got the Glasnow and the rainbow foil. Got the retail blue there, the Cubs. And some rookies in there. Campizano. Here's another rainbow foil of McNeil. And our 1 numbered card, Reggie Cordero. And all the rookies here, you can see Brent Rooker, Luis Garcia again, and Brent Rooker again, Cronenworth, so on. Jim McClanahan, Soto's are in there. So there you go. And like I said, if you're interested in any of these cards and being one of the winners, we're going to have 2 winners. There'll be 134 cards for each winner. We'll divvy up the rainbow foils and the 1 numbered card and everything else into two lots. And we need 10 people. Leave a comment in the comment section with the word drawing, and you're good to go. So with that, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out with us. And like I said, certainly if you like the video, think about subscribing in the future. And with that, until next time, we shall see you later. So long.